Stacy Castor is the mother you wish you never had. As a child, Stacy was selfless and caring. Her family has only fond memories of her. She grew up to be a fine young lady. She met her husband Castor unexpectedly and they got married straight away. Things went downhill for this couple when Stacy showed her true colors. Did Stacy pretend to be this ideal woman and ruin the Castor family? Why would she betray her husband and children? Michelle Wallace was the husband of Stacy. She got married very young to him. She was only 17 years old. She started her life very early. In 1988, she gave birth to her first child named Ashley. After a few years, she gave birth to her second child. Ashley and Bree were the beloved children of Castor and Wallace. The Castor family was not well off. They survived with little of the money they earned together. Castor worked in an ambulance dispatch company. Wallace was working as a mechanic. Wallace developed a favorite towards the younger child. They bonded very well. Castor realized this special bond and tried to get closer to her elder daughter. Everyone saw them as the perfect couple. No one could break their bond. But in reality, the couple was struggling to keep their marriage alive. There was a rumor surrounding the couple that they both were having extramarital affairs and were unhappy in their marriage. In 1998, the health of Wallace worsened. He started facing health problems. He was not able to have a healthy life. He used to come home heavily coughing and his whole body swelled up. His family persuaded him to seek medical help, but he pushed it further. He thought that he would be able to recover from what he was suffering, but fate had other plans. He died in the early 2000s. Wallace's sister wanted to know the reason for her brother's death, but Castor refused to get an autopsy of Wallace. After 3 years of her husband's death, Stacy decided to get married to David Castor. From 2003 onwards, everyone knew her as Castor. She was fond of her husband's last name. She left her previous job and started working with her husband. In 2005, Onondaga County received an emergency call from Stacy. She told them that her husband locked himself up in his room after an argument, and he was not opening the door. Sergeant Robert Willoughby came to Stacy's house and finds the husband dead. The officer found antifreeze and a green-colored liquid bottle. Everyone thought that he committed suicide. After a long investigation, the police found the fingerprints of Stacy on the bottle. Investigators began the detailed investigation, and they collected the audio and CCTV footage. As per Stacy's request, the husbands were buried next to each other. The investigators wanted to know the involvement of Stacy in the murder of Castor. The cops waited for several days. Stacy never visited the graves of both her husbands. A toxicology screen was conducted, and the report came in with a shocking result. Wallace, the first husband of Stacy, was killed by consuming antifreeze. It's hard to believe that both husbands died of antifreeze due to coincidence. Stacy realized that the police found out the truth about the death of Wallace. She came up with a cruel plan. She found Ashley as her scapegoat. She wanted to frame her child for the death of her first and second husband. The investigators visited Ashley at her college. They informed her about how Wallace died of poisoning. Ashley informed her mother about it. Stacy, who was planning to frame Ashley, asked her to join in for a drink. After a few hours, Ashley was found unconscious. Bree requested Stacy to call an ambulance. The paramedics arrived and Stacy gave a suicide note she found beside the unconscious Ashley. After proper medical care, Ashley confessed that her mother gave her a stinking alcoholic drink and she did not write that note. After 2 years of investigation, investigators had all the evidence to catch Stacy. She was charged with second-degree murder and attempted to murder Ashley. Even though Stacy tried to defend herself, she couldn't prove her innocence. In 2016, she was found dead in her cell due to a heart attack. Do you believe that Stacy Castor murdered her family members? Do you think Stacy ever loved her children? Let us know in the comments.